What's going on, you guys? So I want to talk about this amazing, huge news from GMT and Playdeck. So apparently they did a partnership where they signed a major deal, bring the entire library of GMT's board games to the digital platform. So what we're talking about is GMT's huge, massive board game, historical strategy game library is going to be soon available on your Mac, PC, iOS, or Android device, which I think this is huge news because, yeah, I mean, they have some incredible games. So I'm very psyched for this. So starting here on this, I'll have this screenshot up here so you guys can look at it. What does all this mean? For starters, it means that we'll be seeing Labyrinth War on Terror on Steam for Mac and PC before the end of 2018. And it will be on iOS and Android in 2019, which is amazing. So it looks like they're bringing it first to desktop and then mobile devices, which I have no problem with. As long as it comes to mobile, I will definitely pick it up on both platforms. So yeah. So that's not all. We will also be getting a digital version of Imperial Struggle and our first digital game from the GMT Coin series. Yes, Coin is coming to our iPads. They're still tight-lipped about which Coin title we'll see first, but we should see it. And Imperial Struggle both in digital form by the end of 2019. That's awesome. I looked at Imperial Struggle. It looks like it has to deal with the second 100 Years War in Europe, and that's something definitely I would love to get on my iPad. That's something that looks awesome. That's just the tip of iceberg. Future collaboration will include more Coin titles and games from other GMT series as well. And he wants 1846 to race for the Midwest. As for platforms, we'll know what we'll be targeting. They'll be targeting PC and Mac as well as iOS and Android devices. Will be tablets only. We managed to talk to Playdeck CEO Joe Goodman and ask him that very question. When does this come out? If Labyrinth is due out in the next 6 months, you must have been working on this for a while. Here's how long you and GMT have been sitting on this. We knew that Labyrinth will be our next game with GMT for about a year now, but the idea of forming a partnership with GMT to build a digital strategy game business comes out of some meetings I had with GDC this year. Ooh, the Game Developers Conference. Interesting. A lot of good stuff comes out of it. I'm telling you, love it. We are looking for opportunities to collaborate in this space. I came away thinking, why don't we just do this with our friends at GMT? They have an incredible depth of IP created by the world-class designers, and we have the ability to bring it into the video game realm. Let's see. You guys could read this on the screen here. I'm just going to pick out the juicy ones here. Okay, the partnership is described as long-term. What does that mean? Do you see yourself porting GMT games for the foreseeable future, or is this will make X games in X years and sort out after that kind of thing? As of now, we will see this as a very long-term strategy for both sides. We don't have an end date to the partnership and believe we could do this for the next 20 years. Oh, man. So like I said, the whole vast GMT library. And still not make a dent in the GMT catalog. That's true. They have a huge assortment of incredible games. As in all partnerships, we will adjust and modify things as we go. Where games that we currently think will be making 3 years from now might not get made, and games we haven't considered could easily find their way to the development line. All right. Ooh, I see something juicy here, so I'm gonna. What's the first Coin game you're thinking of porting? Come on, you can tell me. Liberty or Death, the American Insurrection, right? No comment right now, but it's great to hear what the fans prefer. Oh, that's awesome. So that's going to adjust his decision-making capabilities. Oh, well, apparently a lot of people like this game, so let's make it. We have for the most part narrowed it down to 2 titles, with one coming first and the other coming second, but what time will tell. Are we going to see an iPhone version of Twilight Struggle? For that matter, will we see the phone version of any upcoming titles, or is Playdeck going to focus more on bigger screens, Steam or tablets? Making complex board games work on mobile phone devices is quite a challenge with limited screen space available and varying levels of graphic strength. That is an ongoing internal discussion right now, and as we are getting closer to each product release, we will announce the support devices for each platform. As for platforms, we were planning on supporting PC, Mac via Steam, iOS, and Android. So I think this is really important right here. So he was mentioning that the graphical strength and the limited screen space. And yes, obviously a phone is going to be smaller. I would say probably the most popular phones are, around the 4.7 inch, like with the iPhone 8, and the 5.5 inch size. Actually, the last year I've noticed people have, through reports and stuff like that, people have been buying the Plus models, the 5.5 inch. And so I know it can be done. I mean, we see it already. I mean, Slytherin brought in Here's a Normandy and ported it to the iPhone, and it works incredibly. I think I play it more on my iPhone than I play it on my iPad, primarily because, when you're on the go and you got like 10, 20 minutes, you can play a quick game of Here's a Normandy, which is amazing. Now, in terms of the graphic strength, yes, if you have an iPhone 6, obviously you're not going to be able to max out the graphics, but you can kind of put in, you could have two different images. You could have a low res one and you could have a high res one for people that have like an iPhone 8 or iPhone 10 versus people that have like an iPhone 5S or, iPhone 6. So I think there are ways around it, and, you can get innovative about the UI design. Good examples that Here's a Normandy. And yeah, so I can't wait for this, guys. I really would love a great American Revolution or Civil War game on the iPad, iPhone.